Christmas candies to get into. I'm excited. It's always nice trying something a little bit new. So let's get into our first one. If you enjoy these taste tests, let me know. Kinda hard to find new candies, but when I can, I'll try my best. So with all of that being said, let's get into our first candy of the night. There we go. It took some time, but now we have some holiday dots. Cherry and green apple, lime and strawberry. Let's get one of each out, as a couple already jumped out onto our plate. And let's see what they're about. So this first one should be lime and strawberry. Kind of weird. It's like there's a crunchiness, almost crunchy nature to them a little bit. Let's try the cherry green apple. That one was very good. When was the last time you made a gingerbread house? Mine was probably 20 years ago. Anyway, together, the first one was probably like a 6.5, and the next one was an 8.5. Maybe I just got a funky one. But together, they will earn a solid 7.5. The cherry and green apple really come out well together. Alright, on to some Junior Mints Peppermint Crunch. You could kind of see the peppermint speckles in the box right there. And nothing interesting on the back. Come to think of it, you could probably make some awesome gingerbread houses with these candies. I'd use these as either shingles or stones leading up to the house. Obviously, those would be ornaments. Let's take a look at these two, as they are not the same. This one's a little chunkier, a little firm, but that's no problem. Let's bite this one in half. Creamy. And crunchy. Whoa, wait a second. Now chocolate is tough to judge since it starts at a higher standard. But this crunch is tough to beat. this as you will. I'm one of those people that likes Junior Mints at the movie theater. They're simple, they're sweet, they're strong, and they don't feel too bad for you. But these are way better. Those little pieces right here that they put inside the Junior Mint, that first one I showed you that was a little fat, had a big chunk of this and that extra crunchy texture. Took these to a 9. That is super unexpected. And as we get into this, which one of these candies would you like to try out most? I feel like I ask that, but sometimes it just feels like I say it in my head. So next, we have some mint chocolate chip cookie dough bites. Now, I've never had these before, and that's where we open it. They look like turds. That could have gone much smoother, but we'll take it. Now these look a little dry, but who knows? Ooh, that's weird. I'm gonna try getting off just the chocolate. Alright, there we go. So it's about a third cookie dough, and the rest is chocolate. It's not bad. It's just when you hear cookie dough, you think it's gonna be much better. A little dry, barely salty, a little boring. I think they rely a lot on the cookie dough gimmick. It was minty. It did have the chocolate chip, but it just didn't deliver. So I think these will earn a 6. Not bad, but something's missing. Alright, for our last boxed candy, we have Sour Patch Kids Black Raspberry. Now tell me that's not an awesome looking box. Coal. I understand why they do it. Doesn't mean I like it. But whenever I got a boxed candy, I wanted to eat it straight from the box, not a plastic bag inside of the box. just gonna go with this, how it is now. It looks like coal. Okay. So just like real raspberries, this lacks character. It's not really sweet. It just tastes like you're eating sugar. Just to eat sugar. It takes you about 4 pieces to maybe get some raspberry flavor. I think it would have been smarter to go with the black cherry instead. They're just underwhelming. Not even average. I'm going with a 4 on these. Huge disappointment. And back in the box they go. But not before there is a prison break. With all these little black balls running out. Alright, so that's obviously in the loser circle. So next, let's get into some of the sour straws. Now, I was surprised when I saw these initially. Now, let's actually drop this up here. Why not? So we have airheads and 2 sour punch straws. Let's start with the Arctic straws. Now, to me, these are very underwhelming. Let's see if these do any better. Well, let me check the flavor first. Well, we have berry, lemonade, lime, cucumber, watermelon, honeydew, and grape pineapple. They are throwing out everything in this one. Let's find out what this one is. Or these 2. So sticky. Alright, that one's better than this one. Grape. Slightly better than that. Don't worry, I'll explain after. Now this one. Okay. This one personality. It has a nice texture. The sugar, salt, or crystals are nice. But it tastes like somebody put Mountain Dew, or like Mountain Dew from Taco Bell, watered down about 60%. Very weak. This one is like a Baja Blast. Same thing, watered down. Now this one was like Baja Blast at 50% power. Not too bad. And this one was more of a grape Powerade, more than anything. Screw their flavor descriptions, not even close. This is a 4, 5, 5.5, and we'll go 6. So that is about a 5 out of 10. Better than I thought, but incredibly underwhelming. Let's try out these ones next. Let's see what they kept in this for the flavoring. Berry and green apple. So let's hope the simplistic approach is there for a reason. Oh gosh, it looks the same color. It looks like we're doubling up on the reds again. Here we go. Okay. The fact that they limited it to just berry kind of opens the door to anything. It reminds me of back when you do sports events in elementary school, and sometimes they had snack bars. You'd get something like this, and this is what you taste. You're just happy that it's sugar, honestly. It's like a 6. Now, apple. There we go. That's the way to do it. So it makes these suck is there's no real sweetness, but you get that feeling in your teeth. With the green one, it's meant to be sour, and then there's actual sweetness to it, so it's a bonus. That was an 8 out of 10. Well done. Overall, 7 out of 10. Pretty surprising. And now, it's been a long time, but I think I like Airheads way more than Sour Punch. And we have Mary Berry Blasts. And this says it is intense, sweetly sour flavor and playfully chewy. So no description. Let's cut her open and see what they've got. Oh, they're smaller than I thought. Big package, small contents. Oh, and these look good. this is what I remember. Okay. It's missing some flavor, but it's satisfying in the flavor. Moderately sweet. I think we're gonna have to give it a 7.5. Not too bad. And I think that leaves us about halfway through with the extreme peppermint crunch and the dots in the lead. But it comes down to the end. Let's grab our next ones. Alright, we have 3 more gummies to get into. Haribo and then some Nerds. This is where I had the most excitement towards. Let's see if it can deliver. So some Haribo sweet and sour reindeer. We have sour lemon, strawberry, orange, apple, cherry, and blueberry. So half sour, half sweet. I swear if that's not one of all of them. There's a yellow, there's a blue, there's an orange, there's a green, there's a dark red, and I think that's the other. So we have all 6. So I'll put back the rest. And let's get to testing. So let's go with the sour lemon first. I could see the reindeer. Can you? Alright, that's about a 6.5. It's more like eating an actual lemon than a candy. Strawberry. Alright, that one's also gonna get a 6. It tasted like strawberry jello. Like when you're in elementary school and it has that sourness to it. Like at recess. Not too great, but not bad. And the last of the sour, the orange. Again, it's like a bad tangerine, not even an orange. That one was a 5. 5.5. Let's go sweet blueberry first. These designs are kind of tough to see, not gonna lie. What the heck? It's so weird. It tasted fine for the most part, but then, like 3 seconds in, it tasted like black licorice right down the middle of the tongue. If this were the tongue, right down that strip. And then, towards the end, it did it again. That's funky. And not in a good way, not in a James Brown way. That is going down to a 6. It was good. Then it really wasn't good. Now I'm worried about the sweet cherry. And this just looks like, forget grandma, this reindeer got ran over. Alright, not too sweet. But the thing is with cherry flavored candies, like these, a lot of them go over the top, and it makes it kind of distinct and good. But this one stayed true more to a real dark cherry. Not too sweet, consistent, a little bit of bitterness, but not bad whatsoever. That's gonna get an 8. Only if you don't like when candies get too sweet, but it says sweet cherry. Alright, lastly, sweet apple. Looks more like a dove to me. Oh yeah. That's a 9. Green apple is such a weird flavor. It's like you don't expect it to do well, and then bam, out of nowhere, it pulls through. I think overall that these will get a 6.5 out of 10. Not the best, but far from the worst. Our last Haribo candy, I'm surprised they actually have these two for the holidays. Some candy cane gummies. Let's open them up, but first, cherry, sugar plum, and candy apple. Come to think of it, you almost never get plum flavored candies, so I'm actually kind of excited for this one. Oh my. These aren't really looking too much like candy canes, if you ask me. not much like candy canes at all. But let's get into this cherry first. It's pretty firm. A sweet, subtle cherry. I think the texture or the size of it gives it a different flavor. So I think a 7. Let's try the plum. Alright. It didn't taste much like plum, but at the end, it tasted like the aftertaste of plum. Alright, so take yourself back to going to an old mom and pop restaurant, and then you smell something sweet, and that sweet smell hits the back of your tongue. That's what that plum tasted like. A vintage sweetness that's almost hard to replicate any other way. Now let's try this green apple. That's a 6 as well. Or a 7. 7 and a 6. Okay. Underwhelming. 7, 6, and a 7. So we're gonna give this about a 6.5 rounding down. I had high expectations, since a variety of 6 did just about as well as a variety of 3. You'd expect them to be stronger. Surprisingly not. Alright, before we get to our chocolates, we have some Nerd gummy clusters. Now I think this might just be the same, but with different coloring. So let's open it up and see what they're about. There we go. Right, let's be honest here. How many of you actually liked Nerds before these gummy clusters came out? Because I remember having Nerds maybe 3 times beforehand. During Halloween, they were always traded away to the weird kid. Not to be mean, but let's be honest here. I think no one in their right mind really enjoyed Nerds. And probably once, like during a movie theater. But when these little things came out, I think it completely changed the game. Because it has the crunchy, it has the chewy, the sweet, and the tart. It's like the Nerd Rope, but better. And even then, I think that was the best version of Nerds. So, were you an actual fan really are one of the best out there. And time for the chocolates. As this time we have Russell Stover chocolate truffles, hot cocoa, a Twix Santa, simple enough, sugar cookie Reese's Big Cup, the ornament marshmallow, and lastly, Snickers tree. So I think most of the Russell Stover stuff from last time carries over to Christmas from our other taste test. And if you missed that one, check it out. It's surprisingly surprising. And I thought let's get some familiar names in here with these to see how they do. So let's go with a Russell Stover marshmallow. And I'm surprised how many other people thought this was Steven as well. Ooh, it looks like it might be dark chocolate. That is a big chungus right there. Oh my god, it's good. Whoa. That crunch. And it wasn't even like it was a real marshmallow. It was just like this fluffy texture that just evaporated once touching saliva. I know. Very appetizing. That's an 8. And let's try out a Snickers tree. It looks fairly promising. Sometimes the proportions in these holiday candies hit a different type of ratio that's better than the original. Alright, Snickers, what you got? As that's actually a very nice looking tree. Let's go for the tip. Okay. Much higher ratio in chocolate. You can't really tell, but at the bottom it's really thick. You taste more of that than anything, than little accents of nut and nougat. So I think I'll give this one a 6. Not bad, but in comparison, it's not as good. Let's go. The chocolate truffle. Merry Christmas. Oh, it's another big one. It looks more like a strawberry or an ornament. Oh, it's an ornament. Here we go. myself chocolate, don't get me wrong. I prefer dark chocolate, but this just seems like an abomination. You have this very milky chocolate on the outside, and in the middle, this truffle that's kind of darker, but it coats your tongue like gravy. It's not my thing. That's getting a 3. Yikes. So we move on to the Twix Santa. Ho, ho, ho. Great. When you think about it, it's kind of weird having just a head. Pretty well detailed. Representing Twix. Let's bite into it. Damn, that's a big cookie. I had no Santa was about those big cookies. My gosh. I didn't realize how good that cookie really was. Chocolate was like an afterthought. It went cookie, caramel, chocolate. 7 out of 10. It lacks character, but it's good. Last, Russell Stover Hot Cocoa Truffle. It looks like one of those pumpkins, and looks like someone just came back from war. My God. Look at that hole. That hole has been ran through by something. Let's take a bite. Okay. Once again, too much chocolate. It had a very nice start, and then it just tasted like you're eating chocolate frosting dipped with chocolate. It's overkill. That's a 5. Our last candy, Reese's Sugar Cookie Big Cup. I have no idea what to expect from this. It smells strong. And that means our leaders in this one are the Gummy Nerds, Airheads Extreme, the Marshmallow, the Holiday, I think they're out by this point, and the Junior Mints. Let's do one final test and determine a winner. We'll just do one of each. And for the dot, we'll get the cherry for the best chance. And there we go. Last licks. Dots versus Airheads. Junior Mint and Nerds. This is not winning, I'll tell you that. Alright. Good flavor, sweetness, decent texture. 8. Gummy cluster. Good flavor, sweetness, great texture. 9. Okay. Great flavor. Decent sweetness. Decent texture. 8. And lastly, the 2 crunches in this one. Before, without the crunch, an unknown. Well, unknown, but failing candy. And an unknown underdog. Who will win? Ooh. Ooh, damn. I love mint. I love a lot of these. And a lot of these have failed. I don't love you. And I also, where are you hiding at? I don't love the cookie dough. But a lot of these I've enjoyed. I've had my biases, taken them out as best I can. It's a tie. That's a 9. That's a 9. I prefer these hands down because these are deadly in the wrong hands, which is about every hand that holds these. These, you can have 5 and you're good. They're so damn good. Try these out if you like mint, crunch, chocolate. You'll love it. These 2 are the undeniable winners. The chocolates in this video, surprisingly, underwhelming. That was a surprising underdog. And with that, my friend, that will be it for this one. A surprising taste test video. Different than our other ones. What surprised you most? Honestly, this surprised me. And this surprised me in a positive way. In a negative way, the Sour Patch and the cookie dough were the worst letdowns. Yeah, that's it. Chocolates underperformed. But with all of that being being said, I hope you enjoyed. You know what I did. I need to brush my teeth, get some water, and go for a walk.